up? It's Katie Joy from Without a Crystal Ball. I hope you guys are having a great day. I am definitely not a teen mom, and I am for sure not going to be arraigned in January. But I have a couple updates. One about what's happening with Teen Mom 2, and two, an update on yesterday's story about Kailyn Lowry. But before we get started, I want to do a request to you. If you guys like this kind of content, can you do me a favor and give this video a thumbs up? Also, make sure you subscribe down here if you'd like to subscribe to the channel. And if you are interested in getting notifications, make sure you turn those notifications on by ringing the bell. All right, so it is Friday. It is October 30th. Oh my gosh, tomorrow is Halloween. Not sure if any of you guys are actually going to be celebrating. I know in my house we are not. We are definitely not going to be handing out anything. It's going to be weird. This is typically one of our family's favorite holidays, and my son loves to dress up. We just decorated the house, but the whole idea of handing out candy a little bit right now makes me so uncomfortable, and I don't know how you guys are handling it. Tell me what you're going to do for tomorrow. My husband and I are still debating on whether or not we put candy outside or if we just turn the lights off. What are you doing? Okay, now let's get to the story because we've got action-packed, full of stuff kind of event today. Okay, so yesterday there was Teen Mom 2 filming, and apparently here's what all went down. They did a Zoom reunion. So right now, with everything that's happening in the world, reality shows have had to sort of get creative in terms of how they're going to manage sort of the after season reunions. The reunions typically for Teen Mom 2 have been hosted in New York City, and the cast, along with all of their family members, would typically go to Times Square, go to the headquarters for MTV, and film with Dr. Drew and Nessa. Well, apparently yesterday they did a Zoom event where all of the teen moms sat on a Zoom call with with Dr. Drew and with Nessa, and apparently Chelsea Houska, or Chelsea DeBear, Miss Chelsea, made the decision to quit the show. So the Ashley Reality Roundup was the first to report this story, and I got some confirmation from a source that confirms much of what she said. So apparently here is how it all played out. Chelsea apparently told production earlier this month that she was done with the show. I think this should not come as any surprise for people. Chelsea has had a relatively stale storyline. She has been reluctant to share very deep aspects of her life. She has kept things very on the surface. There has not been a lot for her to cover in terms of what's going on with Aubrey, because there's only so many father-daughter dances that you can do. And it's just the kids are getting older, right? And she's about to have her third child with her husband, Cole. Fans this season have been giving her a little bit more pushback than normal. In fact, they've been a little critical of some of the facts that she has posted for display related to her daughter, Aubrey. Specifically, the fact that she refused to have her own wedding videoed or filmed for the show, but had no problem sort of putting her daughter out to the wolves when her daughter revealed that she didn't want her grandma and grandpa to text message her. And some people felt that that was unfair, that her daughter's drama and her daughter's ongoing issues with her dad would be a storyline. They just kind of feel like Chelsea's exploiting her. That's what they say. Now, Chelsea has decided that she's moving on, and it sounds like it's because it's what's best for the family. So Chelsea has a humongous Instagram following, and she has been spending most of her last few years curating her Instagram page for what I think is going to be more of a blogger sort of thing. Having a clothing line, using her Instagram to be her monetized source of selling her products, and she keeps drama offline. So from a marketing perspective, she's actually setting herself up really well for the future because she hasn't been involved in a ton of controversy herself. She remains relatively controversy free. And so brands might have more inclination to work with her with a very curated and pretty Instagram. So here's how it all plays out. They were all filming at their homes, according to the source that the Ashley spoke to. And they say that along with Dr. Drew and Nessa, and at the end, when all of the girls were on the screen together, they let Chelsea make her announcement. So she says that Chelsea told everyone that she's decided that it's best for her family if they move on from the show, and that it was a really hard decision, but that she feels like the weight has been lifted from her shoulders. Apparently, the girls were all supportive of her decision, but no one else announced that they were leaving. And it's obvious that Chelsea's life doesn't really fit the show anymore. They said that at this point, there's been no replacement announced for Chelsea, and the network has not yet made a decision about who will take over Chelsea's spot or if anyone will. They will be doing a 10B season, so there will be another season, but the show has not been renewed for a 11th season. So there'll be another section of episodes that will be following up probably in 2021. And then it's not clear if the show beyond that will continue. Ratings have not been that great. So one of the things that people had suggested, and Brianna had suggested, was that she was quitting the show. So I think this puts to rest that Brianna is not leaving the show. Sounds like Kail and Jade are going to stick it out. Now, here's the thing is that now you've got Chelsea gone, you've got Janelle gone, you've got only two left and Leah will remain. You only got two left from the original cast. You have Leah and you have Kail. With so many of these girls getting into approaching 30, like Amber Portwood from Teen Mom OG just turned 30 years old, and their kids becoming near preteen, if not some of them soon to be teenagers, you have to imagine that at some point the show has to end, right? It's not Teen Mom anymore. It is moms in their 30s, right? So what's going to happen to the show? Well, I spoke to a source and it's really not clear. Apparently they were not expecting Chelsea to quit, but I guess they weren't it wasn't super surprising either. They were more sort of questioning about what's going to happen with the show because they have no idea. Like Ashley said, they have no idea if the MTV is going to replace her. Are they going to bring in someone from Teen Mom Young and Pregnant, like say Kayla or Ashley Jones? Are they going to find a whole new replacement? Are they trying to brand and bring up a new crop of teen moms through the 16 and Pregnant that just recently debuted? With 16 and Pregnant relaunching and Young and Pregnant never really taking off, there has been some question has 16 and Pregnant come back with the suggestion that this is going to replace Teen Mom in a couple seasons when some of these moms can be brought on for their own Teen Mom and completely rebrand the show? This is all of the questions I don't know. I also started to think about what does this mean for a lot of these girls moving forward, and are they going to be able to have jobs outside of this? I mean, you have to consider that some of them have made their lives full of controversy. They have made all of their money being exploited or put on reality television, where all of their darkest and deepest and grossest moments of their lives, many in which they would regret, many in which they would hope, wouldn't have aired, but did air, and they were young when they came onto the show. They now are going to be entering an adult market where they have been trained by MTV to act on controversy and drama. How do you turn that into a marketable career on Instagram or as an influencer? Do you have a YouTube channel where you continue with the drama? Do you try to rebrand yourself as sort of like an Instagram blogger, an Instagram influencer? But then you'd have to be able to get sponsored deals. And absolutely one thing I will say is these girls don't get a lot of is sponsorships. A lot of brands don't want to work with them because of the controversy connected to the show. So I think Chelsea will be set. I think she's set herself up really good. I think she's actually planned very well for this. With her very curated and pretty Instagram, staying out of drama, I think she'll have no problem remaining successful and using the money that she's made to continue to do well. Kailyn Lowry, now let's do an update here. She denies everything. So Kailyn was arrested back in September, and here is what her attorney or her rep talks to E! News, and this is what her representative says. Miss Lowry has filed a petition for custody in the matter of involving her children, Lux and Creed. The judge in the Delaware Family Court has ordered the parties to refrain from discussing all domestic matters until the hearing next year. Currently, Miss Lowry has been awarded sole custody of the children despite the allegations pending in family court. And it says that Miss Lowry does deny all of the allegations, but cannot respond specifically at this time due to the orders of the judge. And her arraignment is set for January 21st. So Kailyn can't respond. She's denying everything. Could they have made this up? Family disputes when kids are on the line can get people to make a lot of false allegations. Could she have done it? Maybe. Could she have not done it? Maybe. we'll have to wait and see. She's not going to talk about it, which is good. She's not going to pull an Amber Portwood and try to like proclaim her innocence. I think less talking here, the better for her reputation, because if this is false and if it didn't happen the way that they say it did, she wouldn't want to put anything out there that could potentially jeopardize this case. So I do think it's telling that they awarded her custody of the kids, given that she was arrested for this. So maybe there is something here that isn't totally legit. I don't know. But let's hope for the best. She's got 4 little kids that need her, and I hope that this didn't happen. And I hope if this didn't happen, that it's dropped. And if it did happen, I hope she can get help. All right, so what are your thoughts about this? And what do you think it means for Teen Mom 2? Do you think the show will be canceled? Do you think that these charges against Kail would drop? Do you think there's any truth to these? And what about Chelsea leaving? Are you surprised, shocked, or you're just like, I don't care? Tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Bye, guys.